And at first, when they were posting quite regularly, and it was always quite funny. I was like, oh, ha, 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 this is okay, isn't it? Didn't gain much traction for the video out of it. I'm telling you, come back on. I'm sweating like a. I'm gonna make no jokes. And I was like, yeah, it's all right. And then they sort of went off radar for a little while. But now they've been posting more regularly, and they've gone down the whole route of, you know, we are just a Facebook page thing, which means we must post content all the time in order to stay relevant, and that content is just anything. And what I've noticed is that they've gone from having a legitimate purpose, which was just to parody Britain First, who are a bunch of nutters, whereas they're just taking the piss out of just half of Britain. And what I mean about like stuff about snobbery and elitism is in here, just with obviously the term Britain First, F-U-R-S-T, is a parody of Britain First supporters and the like. Why won't that go away? Right. You know, being illiterate, not spelling stuff properly. Now I'm the same as the next man. I see people, you know, saying me too, and they spell it with just one O. I'm like, you know, it does piss me off. But as a thoroughly dyslexic person, spelling isn't the most important thing on planet Earth, to be honest. And I noticed that, you know, they've gone from just picking on and rightly berating people that support Britain First and Britain First as an organisation, to just people that voted Brexit, which is 16 or 17 million fucking people. Now, I didn't vote either way, because like I said, and I'll get into that. But, you know, it's here. Too many polls, and they keep just using the same joke over and over again. And so they, when you call Britain First taking our country back, and your whole point was to parody a far right group who are very anti one group of immigrant type people, or whatever you like to say, you to use the same shit on people that supported Brexit or support, you know, just makes me say that, right, so you definitely think that they're all racist as well. So half of Britain's racist, or half of voting Britain's racist. That's kind of what it's driving at. And that's problematic, like I said, and that's a snobbery, because not everyone that voted Brexit clearly was racist. I just don't fucking buy it. It's ridiculous. It is. It's just so stupid. But this is the assumption that all of and now I'm going to quote my own fucking parody. This is, see what I'm saying? The left-wing media, but the media is highly left-wing. The majority of it is. Although the two biggest newspapers in the UK are right-wing. So go figure. But you know, I mean, when it comes to TV, film, everything, online blogs, whatever it is, it's all very left-wing. In fact, a hell of a lot of people that work at supposed right-wing organisations are left-wing. Even Sky News is like progressively left-wing to a degree, which is fucking insane. It's Sky News, but it's a thing. And it's weird. If you're really extreme left, you'll say, "Oh, the BBC's right-wing." It's like, Jesus Christ! Have you seen the BBC website? Have you watched the BBC recently? Just because they, the only people they don't like is Jeremy Corbyn. It seems that's the only left-wing thing they seem to have any sort of mild issue with, and I wouldn't even say as much of an issue. But I just don't like this attitude towards groups of people. I find it deplorable, and it's very British. It's a very British attitude to be like, just to look down on people because they're a certain way. For starters, when you're constantly making jokes, when your shtick, when your comedy canon just comprises of spelling things badly, like this caption, this, I get what you did, yeah. when that is like, that is how you berate people. So let me look at their merchandise. It is I voted Brexit. Right. Do you see what I'm saying? And there's something underneath it. What's it say underneath it? Is it something witty? And all I got was a blue passport. It's not even an original idea. You know? It's not even an original idea. But what I'm saying is, if you are going to tarnish an entire group of people with the same brush, and that brush is, you are racists, you are backwards, fucking white supremacist, whatever it is, and also you, because you're illiterate. Like, who are the people who commonly you say wouldn't spell right? You know what I mean? Who are these people? Who are these people? What is this group of people you're trying to say that don't spell properly? Is it people that graduated from university are the ones that don't spell properly? Is that who you're talking about? You talking about civil servants? Who are you talking about? Huh? Who are you talking about? Talking about private school educated kids in the suburbs? Is that who you're talking about? Who are you talking about? Was it the working class? Is that you talking about the working classes? Of course it is. And it's just continuous like this. In fact, they talk about Tommy Robinson more than this. I know Britain First are kind of like dead in the water, and Tommy's like back. That's the face. And yeah, it's clearly clearly they're left wing. Clearly this. Another hijack by the left. Looks like the page has been hijacked by the peaceful left-wing tolerant type. Not that it bothers me. I'll continue to speak common sense. On the plus side, I'll trigger more people than I ever have before. And they're sharing that as if that's like, do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? That's what they think they should berate that sort of thing. Look at all this. I mean, it's Tommy Robinson. It's like, how much stuff can you have to Robinson? See, look, let's give them a real people's vote and show them that we can't, with an R, wait to take back our country. Please share so it can't be hijacked by left eyes. That is their whole canon, which was kind of cute at first, but now it's like, that's your whole fucking canon, yeah? So your canon of comedy is to berate people, to berate a class, and it's a classist thing. I'm telling you, that's what this is. It's a classist thing against a group of people, and who they're saying, they're illiterate. That's why they voted Brexit, because they're idiots. Now, why didn't I vote either way? Do you know why? Because I don't know fuck all about the matter. Do you know how much they know about Brexit? About the European Union and what it means? Nothing. And this is what annoys me, is like, everyone that voted leave is sort of labelled idiots. They're labelled idiots, and they were misinformed. And everyone who voted remain knew exactly what they were doing. It's like, really, did you? How much did you know? How much did you fucking know about the EU? You numbnuts cunt. Give me one everyday person who voted to remain who knows that much about the fucking EU, and no, it's that attitude. It's like, well, we are far superior people because we know exactly what we're doing because we voted to stay. Why? Because that's what our tribe said stay, and we are the best. It's like, what the fuck? You don't know anything. That's why I didn't vote. It's like, I don't know. To find out the amount of stuff you need to find out to know to remain or leave is a lot of stuff to fucking take in. So you got to go on base principles. It's just a silly thing to vote on. But people wanted to leave the EU. People don't. And the thing is, this mentality towards people that voted to leave is sickening. And the point is that You've gone from criticising a niche pocket of people who are religious nutters who went into mosques, handed out Bibles and acting like cunts, to going after half the voting public of the UK, berating them for their decisions, accusing them all of being xenophobes and racists. You've gone from that to that, using the same shtick. I was about to say something else. Where was my mind going then? I need to stop taking these drugs. No, I need to take more of them. Where? See, here's me trying to be all deep, and I can't remember where the fuck I'm trying to go. Great, isn't it? Love it when it's live. But it is, so they've gone from a very micro niche thing to just attacking the rest of the country using exactly the same shtick, using exactly the same labels, which says to me that you have a very snobby attitude towards a hell of a lot of people. Why would you just attack everyone that voted Brexit as if they're all the same fucking people? Saying they're all stupid, saying they're all illiterate. And what if people can't spell? What is this attitude if like you can't spell properly, therefore you're fucking stupid? Those people can't spell properly. It's the fucking internet, for God's sake. You seen text language? See, foment, disgrace and disgustard. You probably think they're really funny when they're writing this stuff. So I'm saying it went from like a good idea to have a go at this fucking just a parody, this niche bunch of absolute lunatics, and then you run out of ideas and now you're just berating everybody. I mean, it's a hell of a lot of people just suddenly turn on and just go, oh, they're all pricks. It's about 17 million people need to be berated. Really? Oh, that's the point I was trying to make. Damn. So you go after Britain First. Britain First is a parody of Britain First. Britain First are a divisive group. I do not like divisive people. I never have. It's a divisive group that are trying to take people and put bad ideologies in their head and separate them from other people, to turn them against other people, and in turn they will turn against us. That is who you were parodying. You were parodying someone who is divisive, dividing a nation, trying to split people, trying to turn people against each other, which is exactly what terrorists do. You've gone from that to taking sides on one of the most divisive things that's happened in British history of recent memory. That's what you've decided to do. In America they got Donald Trump. Here we got in UK, not here in Thailand, we ain't got shit. In Britain we have Brexit. It's the most divisive thing. It's our divisive topic that we can't stop talking about. And you've gone from attacking I'm going to keep saying it, a micro niche group who had dangerous ideas and a spread because they had about the same amount of followers as you did. Spreading these memes, spreading discontent, putting fear into people's brains, hatred, division. You've gone from parodying that to being divisive. You've gone from that to being divisive yourself by labeling everybody that voted Brexit illiterate, racist, xenophobic, backward motherfuckers. You completely just pissed on half the nation. That's what you've done. Like how can you go from that to that? How can you go from fighting divisive people to becoming a divisive person? It's quite a thing to do. In 3 years, that's how you've done it. All because of what? So you can keep your fucking shitty Facebook page going? I mean, it says a man sat in this fucking Airbnb with his little minivan. Hell, bitch, this is entertainment. But that's it. And that stinks. That fucking stinks. You've gone from being something I thought was quite witty, something that needed to be done, that was worth the time. It was a good thing, to just becoming just like the rest of them, just a bunch of stuck-up assholes. I've had enough of it. I've had a fucking enough of it. Like, remain or leave. I don't give a fuck. But I'm not going to fucking just turn on people for it. I'm not going to accuse people of being stupid, because everyone's misinformed. You have a Facebook page that just shares this drivel that you call comedy now, and then you put some serious stuff in there, and you think, you wonder why so many people are misinformed, as if you're already informed. You make content to distract people. That's what all Facebook pages do. Like, when you're just a Facebook page, you can have a Facebook page and be other things, just before anyone says anything. But when you're just a Facebook page, all you are is a fucking it's just a distract machine. You have nothing noteworthy to add to the world. Nothing. And it's fucking disappointing. It's really disappointing. And it just shows the true colours of people like this. The most hideous thing that we have in the UK is the undercurrent of snobbery. And it's prevalent in everything. And people will mistake it for racism, but people will mistake it for homophobia, and people mistake it for all kinds of things. But really, it's always snobbery. It's everywhere. Snobbery with different marks, snobbery with different tastes, snobbery with different prejudices, but it's always fucking snobbery. It's always snobbery. These fucking university educated little prick shit cunts coming out and looking down their noses at people because they don't understand what it's like to go to uni and all this fucking bullshit. This is saying a man that went to university. This is saying a middle class person, okay? A middle class white boy. And I hate it. I think it's fucking disgusting. I think this attitude is abhorrent. You can just look down your noses at people and berate people for legitimate concerns, and they've had and the thing is, they've had enough as well. And you can see it's happening across Europe, and it is getting a little bit out of hand. And you are very responsible yourselves. All these people are responsible. Look, Stephen Fry. But right, it's this. Look what's happening in France. They're completely anti-globalist, and you can see that could happen in the UK as well. You know, I remember years ago the Countryside Alliance marching on the city. You know when people go after fox hunting, people in the countryside think that's a genuine attack on their way of life. They don't think about animal rights stuff. That doesn't come into their head. The same as the French farmers don't think about the environment. This is part of what they do. They can't, alright, you can survive without fox hunting. You can hunt fox, but there's a legitimate reason for hunting foxes. I'm totally anti-fox hunting. I think it's a lunatic thing to do. It's ridiculous. You should just shoot them. But it's it's part of their culture. And you're attacking their culture, and you're attacking their way of life. And there's also, the countryside is diminished. It's dying. People leave the countryside. Agriculture is going to die. And they think it's a deliberate, and they see it as an attack on them. Do you understand this fucking shit? When you just go, you motherfuckers, look at you doing all your backwards shit. Oh, look at you. And you don't even understand. You expect the mentality of people that live in these bubbles. They don't understand that you're going to have a go at one set of people for criticising certain things that other cultures do, but you'll happily go after these cultures and have no perception of that they think you're attacking them for what they do. It's an attack on their way of life. Do you understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? And that's the mentality of it. As I was saying, there's a huge disconnect. It's like the whole thing, bring it back to the London bubble thing. Like, the BBC, people will have a backlash against the BBC and diversity because Britain isn't that diverse. It's 80% white. You go out of most of the main cities, and I'm talking about like 3 or 4 cities, and you know, Bristol's always astonishing me because it's like there's like really black areas and then really white areas. I mean, really, whereas like in London, you say, oh, this area is pretty black, this area is pretty white, but they're pretty mixed. Do you know what I'm saying? But Bristol's like, no, this area is fucking white. This area is fucking black. But, you know, so the rest of what I'm saying is the rest of the country isn't like London, or isn't like inner city Birmingham. You know, you're talking about millions and millions and millions. The majority of the country isn't like where you're from, and they try to diversify things, and the rest of the country goes, I have no idea why they're doing this. It's like, why don't they want white people? Because the majority of them are white, and then there's a backlash, and there's a clash, and there's oh, you're a bunch of racists. It's like, yeah, but it's not representative of us. It's because when you're living in a little bubble, it's like you don't understand what the rest of the country is like. And they'll have a go at people in Wigan, because the majority of people in Wigan voted to leave the EU. Said, well, the majority of people in Wigan are British and white. It's like, what the fuck has that got to do with anything? Maybe they wanted to leave the EU for other reasons. There's so many different reasons to leave the EU.